quickly first up focus on what Binoy Viswam has said. And Nikhil Jain, perhaps you can explain this to our viewers, because we played out what Rahul Gandhi said, how he raised questions at several institutions. Of course, he's been casting aspersions on the very idea of democracy in our country, and there has been a factual rebuttal that has come in from several parts of the country to what Rahul Gandhi has stated in United Kingdom. But the fact remains herein, after what the Delhi High Court yesterday said, and I can highlight parts of the judgment for you to put this in context. Where is the doubt, sir? Where is the doubt? Why are we still talking about not wanting to trust the courts? In fact, he goes on to say that all courts play to their tunes. What does Mr. Viswam mean by this?
So, see, Ms. Walia, when we say that the institutions in this country are not compromised, and whatever decision that a particular institution gives, there's nothing wrong with that. We also have to realize that the trial court indeed did discharge Mr. Imam and the other accused in the case. It was the High Court that overturned the verdict. So I'm not saying that the High Court is playing with the malice, or that the High Court is not...
And don't you think, Mr. Jain, don't you think there has to be some merit in the case for the High Court to come out to say, and rather direct, to expunge parts of the trial court judgment that had been critical of the conduct of the Delhi police?
But Ms. Walia, do notice that the High Court has very clearly said that we are not returning any finding on the merit. So the High Court is also not saying that these people are guilty or these people are not guilty. It is merely that the trial court had discharged Mr. Imam and the other accused in the case. So it is important for everybody to understand the difference between discharge and acquittal. Discharge is when the court finds that there is such a lack of prima facie case, there is such a lack of a case on the face of it, that trial itself cannot proceed. Right? So the trial court was of the opinion that this case is completely bogus, which is why they discharged the accused and did not conduct a trial and then subsequently acquit them.
But why are we still focusing on what the trial court had stated, wherein we should in fact focus on what the Delhi High Court has now maintained, because it's a very pointed judgment, sir.
No, Ms. Walia, but in that case, the accused have the full right to go before the Supreme Court. And very often you will find that judgments of the trial court or, High Court, or orders of the High Court are reversed by the Supreme Court. So an order of the High Court cannot be final, and it is something that you
But for now that the High Court has pressed these fresh charges, why should there be any doubt? Why should anyone talk about any court for that matter? Mr. Jain, why should anyone talk about any court for that matter at any level? Why should judiciary be spoken of in terms of playing to the tunes of someone? It's absolutely unacceptable. We're seeing this narrative play out by certain in the opposition who are going and peddling this out in United Kingdom as well, and it's most unacceptable. I want Vineet